with great ease between two domesticated species, cats and dogs. There are many people who also achieve this with horses and with birds, and a few who experience it with completely wild species. I will write about all of these in this book, but what I am writing about here is not just the fact that we have achieved this miracle, and that we are both astonished and delighted by our success, but that we are as reluctant to give it up at the end as we are when the same circumstances force us to depart from our loved humans. There is no greater challenge than facing the death of a beloved intimate, whether it be your mother or father, your child, your friend, your spouse, or the animal you have come to love like any other member of the family. What we see in the video of Mama's Last Hug is that it can happen even with a wild animal, and even one in captivity. Death seems to be the great leveler here, and it does not matter who mourns whom. The grief on both sides is tangible and profound. While immersed in writing this book, I had what Sigmund Freud called a big dream, that is, one freighted with significance. A woman with a bow and a quiver full of arrows suddenly appeared in front of me and my wife Layla. I knew she was the angel of death. She offered me another life, a different life, this life only longer, if I would allow her to shoot me in the heart with an arrow. It will hurt, and there will be a lot of blood, she explained, but the outcome would be that I could continue to live for a long time. I agreed. When it would take place was unclear. Later, still in the dream, I went on a bike ride in the hills with my 23-year-old son, Elon. When my bike lost a wheel, Elon went into a cave to have it fixed, and suddenly the sky changed colors dramatically. I knew the moment had come, and I had a feeling unlike any I have ever had in real life, a mixture of terror and excitement. But even as I felt it, I knew that I would never have this feeling again. I was both at peace and also terribly frightened, because I understood that what was about to happen would be painful in the extreme. The angel of death was once again in front of me. She nodded as if to say, "The moment is here." She took a sharp arrow from her quiver, placed it on the string of her bow, drew the string back, and aimed at my heart. I steeled myself for the blow. This is it, I thought. This is the most important moment of your life. I was as frightened as I have ever been, but I was also intensely curious as to how it would play out. Suddenly, I woke up. My heart was beating fast. I was still caught up in the dream. What struck me as unique was not the bargain, but the feeling I had when the angel of death came for me the second time and the sky changed. That was like no feeling I have ever actually experienced in real life. It was a dream feeling that I cannot describe. I could remember the feeling, though it began to fade as the day progressed, but I am at a loss to put it into words or to compare it to anything else I have ever felt. What moved me most forcibly was when the sky suddenly changed, becoming very dark, and then light again. It was as if something important was about to happen to the world, and then I knew it was just me. There was no change in the world, only in my own fate. When the angel appeared in front of me for the final time, I was frightened, but also in a kind of ecstasy. Death is not the end, I thought, without actually thinking it in so many words. I was intensely curious and deeply disappointed when I suddenly awoke. Nobody woke me, I just woke up, perhaps out of fear of the coming arrow, that now I would never know what might have happened, even if it was only a dream. Would the blow hurt? But would I survive and know that now I would live for another 20 or 30 years? It is not insignificant that I dreamed this while writing a book about death, and in particular, the approaching death of our beloved dog Benji, who is now living with Elan in Berlin and is nearing his 14th birthday. I would love to make a bargain with the angel of death for Benji, and while she is there, why not for me as well, as I begin to see the outlines of 80 in front of me. What could be more human than to wish for more?